Hello and welcome to 400 Thunder. On today's show, we've got Pro Stock, the factory hot rods, and we will find out very shortly if Aaron Tremaine can wrap up another national title. Let's take a look at the points coming into this event, the 51st running of the Gulf Western Oils Winternationals. Aaron Tremaine needs only to qualify for this event to wrap up yet another national title. He leads the way on 429 points. Jason Hedges in number 2 on 338, still with a mathematical shot at the title, but unlikely at this stage. Tyrone Tremaine in third with Wayne Daly, the winner of the last event in Sydney. Rick Chilton rounding out the top 5. Well, it is beautiful conditions here today at the 51st running of the Gulf Western Oils Winternationals. We're looking forward to a great event, and Pro Stock is certainly going to turn it on with an oversubscribed field this weekend. Just making the field is going to be an achievement. Let's check out all the action from this fantastic event in Queensland.
Welcome to Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland. We're at the Gulf Western Oil 51st Winternationals. Today's show we're going to be focusing on Pro Stock. We're about to go into qualifying 3 for these factory hot rods. They are 6.5 litre naturally aspirated V8s, and it's all about the driver in this class. Gerald McDornan caught up with 2 of the absolute front runners just before Q1 yesterday.
A team that's been running exceptionally well, of course, is the Mega Next Gen Pro Stock team. And Tyrone Tremaine, you stopped your brother Aaron earlier this year from taking 7 wins in a row with a great win in Adelaide. Good tough field for Pro Stock here at the Gulf Western Oil Winternationals.
Yeah, mate, I think it's going to be a great weekend, and we're going to get out there and give it all. And let's get some good competitors this weekend, so it's going to be hard to get the win, but we're going to have a good go at it.
Last round didn't quite pan out, but prior to that, Adelaide, you took the win and you stopped Aaron from taking his 7th win in a row.
Yeah, mate, that was good to take one off him for once, but we've had a little bit of trouble at Sydney, but we got it all fixed now, and look out.
Now you're just around 18 points out of second place in the points. Obviously, it's got to be a goal to finish 1 and 2 for the family.
Oh, definitely, mate. So I've finished 5 times to Aaron bridesmaid, so we may as well make it 6.
And a very happy brother that he's won 5 times and possibly 6, or definitely 6. Aaron Tremaine, been a fantastic season so far. Looking for another big weekend here at Willowbank.
Yeah, mate, just got to get out there and hopefully the weather clears up and see how we go. But we tested last weekend, so the cars seemed to be pretty good. I went 94 and brother went pretty fast to half as well. So, but as Tyron said, it's going to be pretty tough out here. Got a tough field here this weekend, got some really fast cars, so we're just going to have to make that run and see where we stack up.
Now, Pro Stock fields fell away a little bit late last year, started this year, but they've really built back up again. So it's a tough field. The first objective is obviously qualifying.
Yeah, that's it. It's really hard, I suppose, with the weather and that. So hopefully it's going to clear up today and we can get one run down. That way it'll give us all a bit of a handle on the racetrack and settle a bit of nerves for everyone. And there's some new guys who haven't raced in a while, so I'm sure they'll be anxious to get out there and put a run down as well.
Now, what a lot of success you guys are having with next-gen engines as well. 8 events in a row. Wayne Daly, of course, using one of your motors to win the last round in Sydney.
Yeah, mate, it's a nice feeling to have your engines out there in the field doing well. You know, it goes to show that we don't just build engines that are competitive for ourselves. We give everyone everything that we can, and you know, if they drive them right, like Wayne is, they can get the win just as good as we can.
Well, we did get a qualifying session in yesterday despite the rain for Pro Stock. And Mark Allen, we're going to take a look back at some of the action from that one pretty shortly.
Yeah, it is an oversubscribed field for Pro Stock. 11 cars trying to get into that 8-car field. That means 3 of these cars will not be here on race day.
Puts a lot of pressure on people. I mean, Aaron Tremaine, we heard, all he has to do is qualify to wrap up the championship. But 12 months ago, at this very event, he didn't do that.
That's it, and that's the thing that can happen with Pro Stock, and in drag racing in general. But You cannot qualify these meets. It's big pressure, as we see Brian Purcell. He came out first pass down the track. He laid down a really good number here. Went 7.06 seconds. That is a great first pass for that team.
Yeah, the Mackay-based guys really did. Probably surprised us with how quick it was out of the box, so to speak. Next up, we had Bill Kotzius in this GTO Pontiac. He had some problems straight up, was pushed away, and it left Paul Beecham to run on his own. Also, with his own set of problems, went to launch and nothing much happened at all.
You know, it doesn't help the nerves not getting down in Q1. Next pairing up, Jody Racco to take on Bill Petikaris here.
Yeah, Jody Racco in one of the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes cars and laid down a very stout 7.05. Petikaris was back with a 7.23, had some work left to do.
Next pairing, we see Bruce Leak on screen. Haven't seen Bruce Leak at Willowbank Raceway for a long time, and he was taking on Chris Soldatis.
Soldatis, the Victorian, launched hard. Leak had his own problems in the background, and Soldatis shut it off a little bit early, ran a 7.35. At this point, Brian Purcell was looking particularly strong. Then it was the turn of some of our heavy hitters. Tyrone Tremaine in the Mega Fuels Camaro and Wayne Daly, Diamond T, Custom Toolboxes Dodge.
Yeah, two of our heavy hitters here. Get out pretty strong. Both cars got it real strong here. Tremaine in front. He goes through, runs a 7.00, but Wayne Daly continuing that form went a 6.97 to go to the top of the charts.
Well, they took over the top two places. Then it was Aaron Tremaine, the championship leader, up against Jason Hedges in the Deco Glaze car. 1 and 2 in the championship. And that's the way they went across the line. A 6.99 for Aaron Tremaine. Jason Hedges a 7.02. That left us with Daly, Tremaine, Hedges as our top four and established a bump spot. 7.35 with a 0 is what you needed to get into the field. And it was Chris Soldatis there at that stage.
Yeah, first pass out on Q2 was Bill Kotzius and dramas again. So 2 passes on the track. Bill Kotzius has not got down. Qualifying session number 3 for this team. Pressure.
He is going to be under a lot of pressure when we see qualifying 3 coming up very shortly. Next pairing in Q2, Paul Beecham, Bruce Leak. Leak had problems in the first round, as did Beecham. This time, they're both heading down track.
Yeah, Bruce Leak went through with a 7.11. He improves dramatically there, gets him into the field. And Paul Beecham goes 7.51. Still a little bit off the pace.
Yeah, leaves him on the outside at the moment. Chris Soldatis was looking to improve. The Tingay Smash Repairs car up against Brian Purcell, who was the early pace setter in Q1, looking to see whether he could repeat in Q2. On this occasion, no. It was Soldatis with a 7.07 that was the quicker. Purcell back with a 7.27.
The Diamond T Products Pro Stocker on screen. Jody Racco this time taking on Bill Petikaris. Racco ran a great 7.05 in that first session. Backs it up here, goes 7.07, and Petikaris goes 7.15 as well. He improves. Both drivers improving here in qualifying session number 2.
We continue in Q2. The next up, we've got Jason Hedges and Tyrone Tremaine in the battle of the black cars. Tremaine for Mega Fuels, and of course Jason Hedges for Deco Glaze. But it was all Tyrone Tremaine across the line. Runs a 7.005. Just misses out on getting into the 6s. Hedges a 7.44.
Last pairing out in qualifying session number 2. We've got Wayne Daly taking on Aaron Tremaine. Daly, our number 1 qualifier at the moment. Can he stay there here in qualifying session 2? Aaron Tremaine, he goes through 6.97. He took away that number 1 spot there. He goes to number 1. Daly does not improve, backs off, slows down to a 7.65 as we head into Q3, Rob.
So we come into qualifying 3 now with Aaron Tremaine on top by just 0.03 of a second ahead of Wayne Daly. On the bump spot is Bruce Leak with a 7.114. That's the bump spot. That's what you've got to beat if you want to make your way into this field.
I think at the moment these conditions are pretty good for Pro Stock. They've had 2 passes down the track. They've gathered a lot of data. I think we will see a lot of teams improve here.
Well, Bill Kotzius has to improve. He's had 2 shots at the racetrack and hasn't made it anywhere near half track yet. So
He's got to improve. You've got to improve on that, can't you?
a lot of problems so far with the car. There's his crew just making sure that the wheelie bar heights are exactly where they want them, so that the car, when it plants those on the track, will stay nice and level, keep pointed down the racetrack, not head left, not head right. So Kotzius, 7.113, I guess, or better is what he needs to get into the field, at least temporarily.
That's what he's looking for, to bump out Bruce Leak, currently on that bump spot.
Car looks better this time, Mark.
He got out pretty nice here. Let's watch the scoreboard. 7.113. He gets into the field by 1/1000th of a second. We now have a new number 8 qualifier. Bruce Leak is out, Rob.
He needed to beat a 7.114. We said, he needs at least a 7.113, and he does that to the 1,000th. Gerald's down there with Bill now.
Bill Kotzius, you're in by 3/1000ths of a second at the moment. 7.113.
Okay, we're getting there. We've been struggling all weekend. A few dramas, clutch, electrical. Was it crank trigger? Played up on the first qualifier. We're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm glad we're in.
Well, Bruce Leak's up next. Let's see how we go.
Thank you.
And that is the problem that Bill Kotzius has got. Because while he's made it into the field for the moment, Bruce Leak is up next, as is Paul Beecham. Both of those guys are currently on the outside of the field. If either of them can run quicker than now 7.113, so let's make it clear, they need a 7.112. Can we see it twice in 2 runs?
Tell you what, Bruce Leak is a former national champion in Pro Stock. He's been there, he's done it.
And you wouldn't write off Paul Beecham, he's put a lot of work into that car. Nice crowd in here at Willowbank Raceway for qualifying in Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Pro Stock. This is the last roll of the dice for both Paul Beecham, nearest screen, and Bruce Leak on the far side as they try and fight their way into the 8-car field for elimination racing tomorrow.
Tell you what, it's a good pass from Bruce Leak. Is it going to be enough? He goes 7.14 for Bruce Leak. 300ths of a second outside the field. So, Kotzius, he stays in the field for the moment. Beecham ran through for a 7.17. It was his quickest pass of the weekend as well, Rob.
I think both of those guys, if they had one more shot at the racetrack, they'd probably fight their way in. If you have a look on the replay, there was a fair bit of smoke at the back of Bruce Leak's car on the launch. Not sure whether some of that was clutch dust even, but he's missed it by hundreds.
Pro Stock putting on a show here. So, Bill Kotzius, he survives 1 round of qualifying here.
Well, on screen is Chris Soldatis. He's already in the field with a 7.07, but this man, Bill Pertikaris, he's on the outside looking in. He's run quick. He's run 7.1. Can he run a 7.112?
Mate, his PB is a 6.98, Pertikaris.
Yeah.
So he's run into the 6s. If someone's going to bump out Bill Kotzius from this field, Pertikaris right here on screen.
Well, he's the only man that can. He's the only one left to run who has not so far qualified into the 8. It's a matter of whether he can run quicker than Kotzius' 7.113 and grab a spot in this Diamond T Custom Toolboxes field. Or what about this man? Can Chris Soldatis step up into the top half of the field? That's what he'll be aiming to do. Massive hole shot for Soldatis. It won't matter. It's qualifying. It's all about the elapsed time here. Soldatis across the line. Pertikaris won't make it.
Bill Kotzius is in the field. Soldatis goes 7.03. Rusty
looking at Bill Perdicaris, there was actually a couple of things that happened in that run. It looked to me like he didn't actually pull it back into fourth gear in the burnout. He pulled the lever back, but it didn't go all the way in. Then when he slammed fifth, the car just stopped. The tyres stopped turning. So that was the first thing. Second thing, the car actually stalled on the start line as well just before he bumped the car into stage. There was a stack of things going on there. So that 717 was super impressive for Bill Perdicaris, even if he didn't make the field.
The 8 is now set. It's just a matter of what order they're in. Next pairing up this third and final qualifying session. We have got Brian Purcell and Jason Hedges, currently 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Hedges has run a best of a 7.02 so far in qualifying. We know this team's been trying to improve on their 60 foots, trying to get the car out a little bit quicker. They're not happy with where it is at the moment. They've got the power, the speed's there. Let's get that first half of the racetrack right and they should see some quick numbers.
Jason Hedges on left of screen, Brian Purcell, the Andergrove store from Mackay. That's the people backing this car. Bit of a north versus south battle. Of course, Jason Hedges from Sydney in the Deco Glaze, Mr. Taxman car.
Yeah, Purcell has run a best of a 7.06 so far in qualifying. Only hundredths of a second separating these two cars. That's what Pro Stock's all about.
These guys working through a 5-speed manual transmission. There's a gear shifter inside. There's no button or air shifters in these things. It's all about pulling the lever, and you've got to get from first to second in less than 1 second as they wind them up through top gear. Purcell's looking good here. Hedges comes back at him.
7.04 for Jason Hedges. Brian Purcell goes 7.05. He improves slightly. Hedges he slows by a couple hundredths there. It's a bit surprising. I would have expected both teams to go a little bit quicker. I tell you what, this Pro Stock field is tight.
Both cars very good in the 60 foot.
Yeah, it's only less than 15 hundredths of a second separating number 1 to number 8 qualifier at the moment. And you can see it on screen in these replays, how tight it is across the finish line. This is only qualifying.
Hedges was down a little bit in speed on that run. That did cost him. Our second last pairing of qualifying for Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Pro Stock. And it's Jody Racco up against Tyrone Tremaine. Racco across from Perth, running as part of the 2-car Diamond T Custom Toolboxes team. The odd thing, though, is that this one is a Chevy-powered Holden Monaro, and his teammate, Wayne Daly, has a Chrysler-powered Dodge. So 2 entirely different manufacturers, but still running under the same banner and in the same team. And of course, the Mega Bulk Fuels team of the Tremaines, it's Tyrone and his brother Aaron. And this pairing have been absolutely dominant in the sport over the last season and a half.
Yeah, the Mega Bulk Fuel team have really had a stranglehold on Pro Stock, but tell you what, the Diamond T Custom Toolbox team are really taking it to them. Wayne Daly's really stepped up. Jody Racco venturing all the way here from Perth as well. This car just getting quicker and quicker every pass.
Final qualifying shot, Tremaine versus Racco. Can we see sixes? They look quick. 7.02 for Tremaine, a 7.07 for Racco. Not quite busting into that 6-second zone, but still showing they're going to be very, very competitive come the first round of eliminations tomorrow, Mark.
That's it, exactly. And, right now we might not be seeing the passes we expected, but it's all about the data acquisition for these teams. It's all about what they're going to take to the start line in round 1 of racing tomorrow.
Well, this isn't another replay. This is the other Diamond T Custom Toolboxes car. This is the Dodge of Wayne Daly. He is number 2 qualifier because ahead of him is this man, Aaron Tremaine for Mega Bulk Fuels, Speed Flow, and of course Tremaniac Racing. He is holding down that number 1 spot by a massive 0.003 of a second.
Tell you what, Daly was number 1 after the first session. Aaron got it back after qualifying session number 2. Can Daly take it back off him again here in Q3?
It's on. There's no question about it. It is absolutely on. Big crowd here at Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland, waiting to see who gets the top qualifier medallion in Pro Stock. Will it be Tremaine? Will it be Daly? Oh, anyone's here.
Across the finish line, and Aaron Tremaine goes 6.98. Wayne Daly goes 7.00. That's low ET of the round. Aaron Tremaine keeps number 1. Down to you, Rusty.
Certainly got some horsepower this week down here with Kerry Tremaine, Aaron and Tyrone's dad. Mate, 6.98 for Aaron that time around. Not too bad considering the conditions we've got at the moment. Not exactly kind for Pro Stock cars.
Yeah, well, since the last run, the weather's got a bit worse. So a 98's really good.
Absolutely. And tell the people who are watching, because it looks like blue sky, the sun's out, you'd think these are good conditions, but for Pro Stock cars, it's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, when we look at the weather, it's really important. Today, we usually look at the barometer, and the barometer should be above 30, and at the moment it's 29.5, and when it's at 29.5, the cars just don't go fast.
Well, it's very difficult to make these cars go fast, so 6.98 is a great effort in the conditions. Gerald's down at the other end of the racetrack with another one of our races.
Aaron Tremaine, a mega run in the mega car, 6.98 for the session. And if my calculations are correct, that definitely secures you the 400 Thunder Pro Stock Championship.
Yeah, mate, for the mega team, it's fantastic. Number 7, so pretty happy with that. We've made two pretty good runs there. First session missed it a bit, but trying to get my brother's car back on number 2, but obviously Wayne still got us. But, we've got 3 Tremaine cars up the front, and couldn't be happier.
The championship, of course, is the most important thing. Now that it's secured, the only way that you could have been taken out was had you not qualified. But now it's concentrating on first round, then the win.
Yeah, that's it. You just got to go one round at a time, one race at a time. That's how I sort of prepare myself. And, at the end of the day, you just hope you look across and you're the first one to the finish line. So just take it day by day. And tomorrow's another day, so let's see if we can do it again. Fairly cool person for someone that's just won a championship, though, secured it. Yeah, no, mate. I'm honestly, I'm wrapped. It could the amount of effort that everyone puts in my team, and honestly, all my crew guys, mum and dad. My dad worked his ass off to get here. This meeting, mate, 2 weeks flat out, night and day in the shed. So, full congrats to him. Got these things running on 100%. That's for sure.
Well done. Have a great day tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Well, that brings a close to qualifying here for Diamond T Custom Toolbox's Pro Stock. Number 1, Aaron Tremaine with that 6.97. Daly with that 6.97 in number 2. Tyrone Tremaine, number 3 with the 7.00. Hedges rounds out the top 4 with that 7.02. Soldados, Brian Purcell, Jody Rucker, and Bill Kotzius rounding out the field.
It is a very strong 8-car field. Stay with us after the break because we're going to be bringing you all of the racing action from Sunday race day in Diamond T Custom Toolbox's Pro Stock at the Winternationals. It's race day here at Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland. The Gulf Western Oil 51st Winternationals is in its final stretch. We are going into Diamond T Custom Toolbox's Pro Stock Round 1, and Mark Allen, a fantastic 8-car field in front of us.
Yeah, only 1500ths of a second separating this entire field. Wayne Daly missed that number 1 spot by 3,000ths of a second. Rusty is catching up with him right now.
One of our Pro Stock races that is on an absolute tear at the moment is the winner of the last round of the series in Sydney, Wayne Daly, mate. Qualified number 2 here on race day, but you've got your quasi-teammate in the first round of racing. That's not the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, you'd think out of 8 cars we would have got one of the other components. But, one of us has got to win, one's got to lose. We won't know until after the first round, and I'm sure Jody's going to give us his best shot, and I'm sure I will too. Get the first one out of the way gives us some more data for the rest of the race.
Now, you're one of only a handful of cars that dipped into the 6-second zone in qualifying. Conditions weren't great, but they're fairly similar again today. So I guess at least that way you've got a little bit of a baseline coming into race day.
Yeah, yesterday threw us a couple of curveballs, but we'll have a big shot today, that's for sure. We want to be in that final if we can be there.
Well, it's the last round of the championship. Everyone wants to get that big trophy.
Yeah, I can't win the championship, but the trophy would be good.
This is their way. They're going to line up in round one. Jason Hedges to take on Chris Soldatis. Aaron Tremaine up against Bill Kotzius. Tyrone Tremaine gets Brian Purcell. And it's the two Diamond T Custom Toolboxes cars, Daly and Racco, facing off to see which of the yellow vehicles goes to round two.
I think that's my race of the round. The teammates taking on each other in round one.
Well, when there's only 1500s between pole and the bump spot, every race has the potential to throw something up, a curveball. The first one we see, of course, is this one. We have got Jason Hedges, that's inside, backing up with a big crowd in the background here at Willowbank Raceway. He's going to take on Chris Soldatis from Victoria. No easy run here.
Not at all. Soldatis has got Peter Ridgway in his corner, crew chief on this Pro Stock car. And obviously Ridgway synonymous with Pro Stock racing in Australia.
Well, Hedges qualified ahead by a hundredth. 702 to a 703. There's nothing in qualifying. It comes down to which crew chief has the better setup in the car and which driver is better on the reaction times, cuts that sharp light against the Christmas tree lights and pulls each one of those 4 gear shifts right on the mark. Because if you're 200 RPM away from where you should be, you'll lose a precious hundredth or two.
And you know what? You want to be tight on the Christmas tree as a driver. You want to be hitting that reaction time. I'm talking like 0.030 or better, a 30 light or better in Pro Stock. And, give yourself that best chance of going through to round two because every thousandth of a second matters.
Jason Hedges for Deco Glaze and Mr. Taxman, he's nearest the camera. And, of course, Chris Soldatis for Tingay Smash Repairs. In the left-hand side of Willowbank Raceway, there's only a hundredth in the whole shot, but already a problem for Jason Hedges. It will be Chris Soldatis with the win.
Yeah, 7:01. That is a really quick pass for this team, and in these conditions as well, that is very, very impressive from Chris Soldatis there.
First run of the day, and it's the quickest he has done all weekend.
I'm surprised about Hedges. He's run all season.
Let's have a look inside.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. Goes to third gear and there's nothing. It was all over into third gear. You could see the disappointment. He threw his hand in the air. But I got to tell you, crew chief for Chris Soldatis, Peter Ridgway, multi-time champion. He's got to be happy.
Absolutely, crew chief for Chris Soldatis, mate. You won this race 20 years ago. Chris Soldatis is still in. He's into the semis, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much. We had a bit of a struggle. We didn't get the chance to test, and we're still chasing the ball, but we're doing all right.
Well, all right's an understatement because from 11 cars, Soldatis is now into the final 4. That's what these guys are aiming to do as well. And we are talking about Brian Purcell for Andergrove Store from Mackay. And of course, Tyrone Tremaine for Mega Bulk Fuels, Tremaniac Racing, Speed Flow, all their supporters.
I'll tell you what, Tyrone Tremaine had lane choice. He was number 3 qualifier, has taken that lane right of screen. Purcell on the lane to the left of screen, on track right now.
Yeah, on paper, Tremaine has 0.05 of a second up his sleeve from qualifying. But that was Friday, that was Saturday. Today's Sunday, it's all different. The air's a little bit different. It's not as humid as it was, and the barometric pressure is just a fraction higher. I think we can see some better elapsed times here.
I agree with you, Rob, there. You're right, the barometric pressure has gone up slightly. The air has got thicker. It's a little bit cooler. The cars have got a lot of data on from qualifying. Purcell looking, he's got improved, you said, by 0.05 of a second. That was in qualifying.
Just having a look at the view there from Royce Carl, our starter here at Willowbank Raceway. He's got the best view in the house.
How do we get that spot? But have a look on track. Nothing in it, and Tremaine gets across the finish line. He goes through to the semi-finals. Have a look at the ET, Rob. 6.95.
He's made a statement. 6.95 for Tyrone Tremaine. Brian Purcell stayed with him. He was right there at half track, throwing everything he could, but just the might of that Tremaniac Racing engine had a few more horsepower, a little more speed, And, well, he'll be going into the semis to join Chris Soldatis, who's down with Gerald McDornan.
Chris Soldatis, 7:01, a good first round win, and you've done Tyrone Tremaine a whole lot of favours for the team trying to get 1-2 in the championship.
Yeah, 7:01 wasn't too bad. I thought we might learn a little bit quicker than that, but hey, we've got the horsepower to run fast. We'll sort it out. We'll be there. We'll try and have another shot and see what happens. That's all we can do here, can't we?
Chris Soldatis going through to round 2 of Pro Stock.
Soldatis is through. Tyrone Tremaine's through. Which of the Diamond T Custom Toolbox's teammates are going through to the semi-final? Will it be Wayne Daly or the West Australian Jody Racco? Daly, our number 2 qualifier, he's got the advantage, but so far, hey, it's just been whoever seems to pull those levers better on the day is getting across the line first.
And we just seen that quick ET there from Tyrone Tremaine. We know Wayne Daly has been very, very quick lately. Can he join Tyrone Tremaine in the semi-finals? Gerald McDornan with Tyrone right now.
Tyrone Tremaine, low ET of elimination so far. Chris Soldatis has also done you a favour, knocking out Justin Hedges. Well done.
Yeah, mate, we're bloody stoked and we're starting to get a handle on this car now, so let's see if we can come out and go some more rounds.
1-2 coming up for the Tremaine family.
Let's hope so.
Those first round results do lock in a 1-2 finish in the championship for the Tremaines. No doubt they'll be aiming for that for the event as well. But Wayne Daly going to take on this man, Jody Racco. You're going to look twice every time you see these cars as to work out which one's which. But Daly is the man with the horsepower. Without question, the Dodge has got more power than the Monaro. But is it enough? Racco from Perth doesn't get to run Pro Stock too often. Here's his opportunity at the Winternationals.
Racco has got the whole shot here, so he's done half a job on Daly. I tell you what, he's ahead, and it's an upset here in round 1. Jody Racco goes 7.05, defeating a quicker 7.00. It is a whole shot win to number 7 qualifier, Jody Racco. Rob.
Well, yeah, Jody grabbed 0.04 of a second advantage by reacting to the start lights faster, and Daly couldn't catch him. We could see him there doing everything he could, but Racco out in front gets the semi-final position ahead of the team boss.
Well, Daly won't be happy, but Jody Racco will be ecstatic.
Jody Racco, 7.05, whole shot, win by 24 thousandths of a second.
Listen, this is a crazy sport. Anything can happen. We had a lot of fun out here. Feel a little bit bad for Wayne, but I can tell you, first winner to Winternational, mate. I'm wrapped. Best fun you can have with your clothes on, I reckon.
Jody Racco going through to round number 2 of Pro Stock.
Jody, do us a favour and keep that driving suit on. Otherwise, the IHRA guys the stewards will have a go at you.
Yes, that was great from Jody Racco there. Great footage in the braking area. All right, the last pairing up here in round 1 of Pro Stock. Taking some confidence from that last pairing should be Bill Kotzius. He's just seen an upset in front of him.
Number 7 beat number 2. Can number 8 beat number 1? The answer is yes. Will number 8 beat number 1? That we don't know yet.
That's it. Aaron Tremaine, our number 1 qualifier, looking to join his brother in the semi-finals. They're on opposite sides of the ladder as well, so they can potentially go all the way through to the final as well.
Yeah, as we say, it's all coming down to whether Bill Kotzius has solved his problems. He had dramas in the first 2 passes, came out, fought his way into the field. Aaron Tremaine didn't look all that happy in the Mega Bulk Fuels car then. Waving the hands around a little bit on the onboard shot. Now he's in first gear, bumping it in towards stage. Kotzius in the Q Automotive car. Can he take on this awesome Tremaniac horsepower that Aaron has available up front?
Well, the first thing he's got to do is get the whole shot. Straight up. That's simple for him at the moment. Get the whole shot.
Do a Jody Racco and he's in with a shot here.
Have a look at that. Oh, no! It's a red light in Kotzius lane. He tried everything. Aaron Tremaine goes through. He will go to the semi-finals. 6.97. Bill Kotzius with a 7.10. Man, both of these Tremaine cars are looking very, very strong, Rusty.
Indeed, they do. Both cars in the 6-second zone. Kerry Tremaine, you're a happy man. Both cars through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, mate, really happy. Aaron's had a miss there for a while. The needle and seat must have got stuck, but it cleared up just as well.
Got the championship all wrapped up now after qualifying, so does that give you a little bit more time to focus on what you're doing as far as racing goes today in what is one of the toughest fields we've seen for a long, long time?
Yeah, well, he hasn't got that pressure of having to get any more points anyway, so it'll help him.
Back-to-back champion Aaron Tremaine in the Mega Bulk Fuels car just looks so good. Let's ride with him for 6 seconds.
The elation in the braking area here for the Pro Stock teams. Those guys are through to the semi-finals. They are fist pumping. They are happy. Let's have a look at those pairings now. In the first pairing for the semi-final matchups, we've got Chris Soldatis taking on Aaron Tremaine, our number 1 qualifier. Aaron Tremaine will have lane choice in that pairing. We look at the second pairing, the second Tremaine, Tyrone Tremaine taking on Jody Racco. Racco looking to continue this upset run after the first round defeat of Wayne Daly. Tyrone Tremaine will have lane choice in that pairing.
They are two fantastic semi-finals in Diamond T Custom Toolbox's Pro Stock. Now stay with us here at the Gulf West North 51st Winter Nationals. We're going to bring you that semi-final and the big final after the break. Diamond T Custom Toolbox's Pro Stock semi-final time here at Willowbank Raceway's Gulf Western Oil 51st Winter Nationals, the biggest drag racing event held anywhere in the world outside of the United States, and it's right here at Ipswich in Queensland. Pro Stock semi-final. We've got two Tremaines trying to make it into the final. They have got some very stiff opposition that'll be trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Aaron Tremaine about to take on Chris Soldatis, the Victorian.
Soldatis looking to take out Aaron Tremaine here in the semi-final. Chris Soldatis has literally improved every single pass out on track so far this weekend. From Q1, Q2, Q3, round 1, every pass has gotten quicker.
7-0-1-1 in the first round. Only 12 thousandths of a second off a 6-second pass. But Mark, I think he's going to need every bit of a 6-second pass to match Aaron Tremaine in this race.
Well, Aaron Tremaine went 6.97 in round 1 of racing. We know he's run the 690s all season in qualifying here this weekend. He's got 3/400s on Soldatis at the moment, power-wise.
Well, Soldatis will have a shot at the lights, there's no question about that, because he knows that Aaron Tremaine is rarely late.
Well, and that's the other thing. Aaron Tremaine, he's the complete package. He cuts the lights, he's got the power.
If you ever have a chance to have a look at his data logging, those shifts are within about 30 RPM every time. So he is right on the money, keeps that engine in the sweet spot, right on the power, the maximum torque for the motor, and that's one of the reasons that car performs so well.
You pretty much got to have a perfect pass beside him. If you're lining up beside Aaron Tremaine, you need to be on your game. He just doesn't have an off day.
But you've got to remember that Chris Soldatis has the multi-time champion in his corner. And we're talking about Peter Ridgway as his crew chief. Ridgway was the first guy to run a 7-second pass in Pro Stock. He was the first to run a 6-second pass in Pro Stock. He knows how to make power as well. This is for a spot in the final.
This is Aaron Tremaine's home track.
It's red.
It's all over. Aaron Tremaine will be through to the final.
Soldatis tried too hard, red lit by 26 thousandths of a second. A strong 697 for Aaron Tremaine sends the white Mega Bulk Fuels car into the final at the Winter Nationals.
Yeah, Soldatis, they tried hard. It was just too much, just too tight there on the start line. And he actually bumped through the beams, looking there on the replay, Rob.
Yeah, it went way, way deep, but it will be Aaron Tremaine into the final of Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Pro Stock. Gerald.
Aaron Tremaine, congratulations, yet another Pro Stock Championship.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. You know, what can I say? All the team, mega team. You know, we've done a mega effort this weekend. Both cars kicking ass at the moment, so couldn't be more happy. Another championship. You know, my brother's about to run right now, so I'm pretty keen to see what happens, but thank you.
There is his brother, Tyrone Tremaine, in the Mega Bulk Fuels Camaro, going to take on Jody the Giant Killer Racco in the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Monaro.
Well, Racco laid on a big hole shot round one of racing and that upset win. He's going to need all of that and a little bit more here up against Tyrone Tremaine, because Tyrone in round one of racing went low ET of the event with that 695.
Yeah, but we've seen Jody Racco lay a huge hole shot on the boss, on Wayne Daly in round one. He's going to try and do exactly the same here, and if it's enough, it's then up to Tyrone Tremaine to try and run him down.
Well, Tyrone's not going to try and let that happen at all. He's going to look for the hole shot.
How cool is he in the car? Tyrone just punches it into low gear, about to edge forward and bump the front wheels into the stage beams. As soon as all four lights are on the top of the tree, he will mash the accelerator pedal. The rev limiter will keep it at a predetermined RPM, and then as soon as he dumps the clutch, it'll let the engine lift to its absolute red line.
Well, you know, Tyrone, they had the best season so far, but they really found it there in round one. Semi-final here. It is side by side. It's going to be Tyrone Tremaine. He goes through to the final. We've got an all Tremaniac final.
It is all Tremaine in the final round, and Kerry, you don't play favourites. They both went 697.
Yeah, no, both the cars are really good at the moment. They're really basically equal, so we'll wait the final. I think it'll be who gets the best hole shot's going to win.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby!
97.
Yeah, baby!
Number 2.
Oh, I'm stoked, bro. I'm so stoked.
Well, there's no shortage of emotion down the braking area. We said Jody Racco needed a good reaction time. He had one, 04. Unfortunately for him, Tyrone Tremaine dropped an 012 reaction time and then ran away with a 697.
Well, look at that. Tyrone Tremaine, he went an 012 reaction time, ran one of the quickest ETs of the event. That was always going to be hard to beat.
Well, Gerald McDornan, he's got the best job in the world down in the braking area because he gets to talk to all the happy people.
Tyrone Tremaine, congratulations. Another good win, 697, but more importantly for the Tremaine family, second in the points, 1-2, and a double Tremaine final round coming up.
Oh, mate, this has been a bit of a hard year for us with this car, and we've got it here, and we've done what we've done today, and my brother's made this thing go fast, and my dad's worked his ring off to be here and do this with us, and mate, I couldn't be happier, and we're both going fast, so let's see what happens in the final.
Fantastic pictures on our big screen here at Willowbank Raceway. I was looking out the commentary box and Kerry Tremaine was seeing his boys hug on screen, and I thought he was going to tear up on the spot. It's an all Tremaine final coming up in Pro Stock. Final time in Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Pro Stock at the Gulf Western Oil 51st Winternationals. Mark Allen, the sun is setting, the air's cooled down, we can feel it. This is going to change things.
Yeah, their performances will pick up for these guys. But let's have a look at the road to the finals for both the Tremaniac boys. In round one of racing, Aaron Tremaine took on Bill Kotsis. Now, there wasn't much between these guys in qualifying at all. He couldn't take this race lightly, and it really showed because Kotzius went red on the tree, handing the automatic win to Aaron. He went through to the semi-finals, but not before he laid down a 6.97.
That really did indicate how hard he was going to beat all the way through. I mean, a couple of 6-second passes in qualifying, and was he pumped after round one? Yep, no question about that.
You can see the smile through the helmet.
Semi-final time, and he had to take on Chris Soldatis. The Victorian was getting quicker and quicker, pass by pass. 7.01 in the first round. Could he crack a 6? Could he match the mega car? The answer was not this time.
Not at all. Another red light in the lane beside him. You know what? Sometimes it happens. Couple of red lights, he's through to the final. Ran another great 6.97.
6.972 this time. He picked up 5 thousandths of a second. His brother, Tyrone Tremaine, round one of racing, came up against Brian Purcell, who was quick right out of the box in the Mackay-based car.
Yeah, Purcell was number 6 qualifier. Tyrone Tremaine was number 3. It was a dangerous race here for Tyrone if you wanted to get through to the semi-finals. He couldn't take it lightly.
Yeah, Tyrone also needed to win this race, I think, to close the gap on Jason Hedges in the championship. They were trying to score a 1-2 in the title series, and this race certainly helped him do that as he laid down a 6.95 with an 8 to absolutely stamp his authority on that one.
Yeah, that was the low ET of the event. And in the semi-finals, Jody Racco surprised semi-finalist beside Tyrone here. But yet again, the power of the Mega Bulk Fuels Pro Stock Camaro. He went through with a great 6.97, really backing up that 6.95. So he goes into the final on form.
That set up our brother v brother final, and there is no question that the siblings were pumped up and ready for it.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of these finals where it's just a win-win for the family. There is no loser here at all.
Yeah, you'll see his father, the boy's father, Kerry, will stand almost level with the centre line for the race. he can't favour one side or the other.
No favouritism at all. Aaron Tremaine on screen.
Aaron wears the white hat, Tyrone the black. Wonder if they did that as we're playing Cowboys in Bundaberg growing up.
Aaron Tremaine had lane choice. He's taking the lane to the right of screen. I don't think it really matters. We've seen all weekend Pro Stock cars have been swapping between lanes. The lanes are very, very even.
Yeah, 6.97 for both of these guys in the semi-final. And we've got to remember that Tyrone Tremaine ran a 6.95 in the right-hand lane in round one for low ET of the event so far. So I don't think lane choice matters a squat here. It's going to come down to the two boys. I mean, horsepower's equal. They both got the Tremaniac Racing engines. Horsepower's equal. The cars are latest state of the art in every single factor. It's going to be a driver's job.
Well, is Aaron actually going to have a race here? Because he's had 2 red lights in round one and in the semi-finals.
I don't think Tyrone will red light against his brother.
He went 0-1-2 in the semis. He's pushing the tree. He's not scared.
2 of the quickest levers in the business in Pro Stock, and they are fighting for the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Pro Stock trophy here at the Gulf Western Oils Winternationals. It'll be a Tremaine. It's just whether it's Aaron or Tyrone.
Who gets the gold? Who will get the silver? Whole shot goes to Aaron.
7 thousandths of a second's not much of a whole shot.
He's got the win though. He goes 6.96. Aaron Tremaine over Tyrone. Tyrone slowing down to a 7.00.
Aaron gets the gold. Tyrone gets the silver. But the biggest winner of all is their dad, Kerry.
Yeah, here with Kerry Tremaine. Kerry, I know you don't have favourites, but for Aaron to take the championship, take the Winternationals, it's a nice way to finish the season.
Definitely. I'm really impressed with the boys. Drove really well all weekend.
It's been a great season for the Mega Bulk Fuels team, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks very much for that.
Unbelievable final, Mark. What a fairy tale for the Tremaines.
Yeah, have a look at the replay here on screen. Let's relive this moment for the Tremaniac team. Aaron getting the win, runs a great 6.96, his quickest pass of the weekend. Tyrone slowing down slightly there across the finish line for the runner-up.
Well, Gerald's got the interview with the winning brother, and man, these guys have got it all.
What a fantastic final round. Aaron and Tyrone. Aaron, the double gold this weekend. Congratulations. 6.96 takes the win over a 7 flat.
7 flat, yeah. I guess his car was a bit off in the final. Unfortunately, mine didn't shake at all in that last run and probably put the best run together I have on the weekend. It's just been a big effort for our whole team and the Mega Racing team. And my brother's, car's back online, 1-2 in the championship. Couldn't be happier. He's been driving unreal today. And, can I say thanks to my crew and family enough for getting here.
Let's have a look at the way they finished in the 400 Thunder Pro Stock Championship. Aaron Tremaine was first with 542 points. Tyrone Tremaine, his brother, second with 401 points. Jason Hedges was third with 383 points. Wayne Daly fourth with 212. And rounding out the top 5 was Chris Soldatis, 138 points.
Pro Stock really turned it on again here for Diamond T Custom Toolboxes at the Gulf Western Oil 51st Winternationals.
The Tremaniac team started off the season with a win. They finished the season with a win. Really, Wayne Daly was the only other team that really took it to him throughout the year, Rob.
Yeah, and it's a Tremaniac Racing built engine, so it's been Tremaniac power all year in Pro Stock. But what an event. The Gulf Western Oil 51st Winternationals Pro Stock. A magic performance by these, what we call the factory hot rods. Well, there's the champions, but the whole season kicks off again November, East Coast Thunder in Sydney.